Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. You already know the drill, and if you do not know who I am, my name is Elia Vanessa Santiago Aguilar, or you can call me Evsa. For today, let's talk K-pop. Yes, if you didn't know already, I am a certified K-pop stan. This genre of music happens to be one of my favorites, not just because it was a guilty pleasure turned into a damn near identity, but it constantly reminds me to live my life and love myself. If that last part didn't make you ponder and think who I was talking about that happened to be making a comeback this coming March, then let me enlighten you. Before I do so, just want to give a big shout out to Leafy here, I believe that's how you pronounce it, for giving me this video recommendation. I am super excited to share this with you, share my favorite tracks, and hopefully, maybe, we can find that song that we were talking about in the comments. Also be sure to comment your thoughts, share with all of your friends, and subscribe so that way you get more adventures from yours truly. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on in. So if you haven't already guessed, aside from me being a huge K-pop nerd, my all-time favorite K-pop band, or I guess favorite band in general, happens to be the one and only BTS.
Let's go!
Now don't be fooled. These 7 boys were not the first thing that got me into K-pop. No. If we're being technical, the person that brought me into the K-pop scene actually happened to be my titi. Yes, my titi. My aunt. My mother's sister. This woman, who I love so dearly, was the one who brought me into this world, showing me the ropes in a brand new genre that happened to be all the way across the world, and lucky for her, aired in a dedicated channel that she only got in New York. It all started mainly when I asked her, hey, who are these Asian men that are on your screen that you're always listening to? And of course, she's lighting up like a firecracker, like, oh my gosh, you want to know who this is? You want to know who this music, you want to know? Me being like 6, I think, at the time. So she came to me, sat me down on the couch, turned on the TV, and showed me her favorite bands, which included TVXQ, Big Bang, SHINee, and her all-time ultimate bias, Taeyang. This woman loves this man so much that all of her kids, who mind you aren't really into K-pop as much as I am, know a certain song that he sang by heart.
Just gotta let me know where you at, 'cause your man's coming.
That and my youngest cousin is half Asian, and you get it. If none of these names sound familiar, you're probably more entwined with the 3rd generation of K-pop, which... Oh. Come on in. Looks like my dog wants to talk about it too. Come here. Oh gosh! Oh. Okay, that was a little... Hi! Oh my goodness, that was a little bit of a... You almost hurt yourself. Okay! So sorry, where were we? Right, if none of these bands ring a bell to you, well, it could be that you're more familiar with the 3rd generation of K-pop, which happen to be where BTS is, and EXO, and Blackpink, and Twice. And they happen to make a real big comeback with, playing a trio of demon hunters. You know what I'm talking about. Now hold on a second. We may have some newbies tuning in to this video, and I might be going a little too quick and a little too fast with some terms that you may not know. So with that being said, let me go ahead and break down some of the key terms of the K-pop scene and give a little debrief of how the K-pop scene came to be. So we all know that K-pop is a type of pop music originating from South Korea, correct? But it emerged in the early 1990s as a youth subculture of Korean musicians took Western influences of dance music, hip-hop, R&B, and even rock. Nowadays, K-pop commonly refers to musical output of teen idols, mostly girl groups and boy bands who emphasize visuals and appeal. And if you know what I'm talking about, appeal, well, you know. Now let's be real here. Before BTS made it mainstream, you all knew what K-pop was. You all know a song that you always jammed out to in the year 2012 by this man. Yeah, that song. It's coming back to you. Now, with that being said, if it wasn't for Psy's Gangnam Style that literally topped the charts of 2012 and became a trending topic everywhere, we in the West probably never would have delved into the Korean culture as much as we are now. I mean, with BTS breaking records in late 2016, 2017, it was bound to happen that K-pop was going to become mainstream. Now, most of these groups already had a following back in Korea or even in other parts of the world, like Japan, like India, like any other place in Asia. But once K-pop started to become more of a mainstream thing here in the US and in the Western countries, they had more of a following. Some groups, like, for example, ATEEZ, literally found their following in the US first, in the West first, before they got to Korea. But either way, most of these groups have a huge following, and with this following comes a fandom name, just like any other pop icon that we have here. Justin Bieber had Believers, and Twice has Once. Kind of funny. Taylor Swift has Swifties, while Blackpink has Blinks. Two artists I don't really favor. But oh well, sue me. Adele has Daydreamers, while Big Bang has VIPs. And One Direction has One Directioners, while BTS has ARMY. Like me! Sorry, take two. And One Direction has the Directioners, while BTS has ARMY. Like me. Now, what Westerners may have a little bit of confusion on still is some of the terminology that the K-pop community tends to use, like alt, stan, bias. But think, everything that you may think that it means is more than likely exactly what you think it means. A stan is a fan that stands with their favorite group, or even genre. K-pop stan, BTS stan, Jungkook stan, well, more biased, but we'll get to that in a minute. Alt is just short for ultimate favorite artist, or band, or genre, or whatever you'd like to say. And a bias is another word for favoring a specific person in a group. There can also be something called a bias wrecker, and that title is saved for any of the other members of the group that may have you question if the one you favor is really your favorite. There is so much terminology I could cover, but at the same time, I think I covered the basics, right? Just don't get it twisted. There is always a bad side to every fandom that all come with the bad terms. For example, you can have a bias, but you cannot be a solo stan. That is a big no-no in the community. A solo stan is basically someone who can be quite harmful and hateful to the other members of a group and only like the specific person. You only favor this specific person, but you don't support, you don't like, you don't even fathom ever being around, or this specific person of the group being around this person. It's very, very complicated. This behavior can often result into taking it too far. and you have a absolutely new label that no one in the K-pop community would ever want to be called. And that is called a sasaeng. Now, sasaengs are basically the crazy fangirls that you would see in the books, in real life actually, of people just going into their personal spaces, they being the idols, and going as far as to their hotel room and using their toothbrush or smelling their underwear. Yes, this is actually true for some cases, and unfortunately, this type of behavior is never going to go away. But now that we got that out of the way, hopefully that's enough for you guys to chew on, since I don't really want to delve too far into the deeper, darker end of the K-pop community. So let's get back to the fun stuff. When it comes to K-pop, it is not just simply dance music and pop music that you would hear on the radio. I'll tell you one thing though, the choreographies that some of these bands come up with for their music, will definitely burn some calories. I happen to know a few of those dances. It's a way I stay active. But that's beside the point. As I said before, the K-pop industry was very heavily influenced by Western media, using rock, using hip-hop, using even reggaeton and Latin beats for some of their music. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone. Some artists focus on mental health, others will call out politics and political figures. Most of the groups that I have delved into and listened to have a lot of respect and love for their fans, so you'll usually see a lot of songs with that in mind. So before I get into my tracks, I hope I've made it clear that I am a BTS stan. But with how I've grown over the past years, I can definitely say I am more of a multi-stan instead of just my one band. BTS will always be my ult, but see what I did there? It doesn't mean that I wouldn't want to put other bands and music on rotation. As far as the K-pop playlist goes, that is. For me, I like to throw in a little bit of the old, like Big Bang, like SHINee, like EXO, and then throw in a little bit of the new, like Stray Kids, ATEEZ, and even Cat's Eye. And I know I haven't really been saying a lot of the girl groups because I never really found a liking to the girl groups. If anything, what pulls me to the girl groups is when they show that they're the bad that they are, instead of being the cutesy, me, annoys the hell out of me. But let me go ahead and point you to some of the playlists that I listen to that get me in a certain mood when I'm looking for that mood. When you want to get hyped and have that no pain, no gain type mentality, I would definitely recommend Not Today by BTS, Bang Bang by Big Bang,
Bang, bang, bang.
God's Menu by Stray Kids, I have so many that I can recommend. You feeling spicy, wanting more of that Latin vibes, not the other one, Latin vibes, I would recommend something like VAV, Give Me More,
Give it all to me. You gotta go to so give me more, un poco más, a little more, un poco más, yeah, more, un poco más. Whoa.
or Lo Siento by Super Junior,
말이 필요 없잖아. We can take it slow.
Lo siento, lo siento. Yo no tengo prisa, vamos lento. Lo siento, lo siento.
Egotistic by Mamamoo,
할 말이 없어, go away. 설명이 더 필요해. 화를 놔도 내 맘 아프다니까. 너 멋대로만 해봐라. 나 문제는 너너너너 해. 나 문제는 나나나나 해. 이야야 네 멋대로 중심이 돼.
or Airplane Part 2 by BTS.
서울대 뉴욕 캘리포니아 런던 이페리 어디를 가입해 발톱도 닿을 페리 MRI 곁에 MRI 곁에 MRI 곁에
forget Gabriella by Cat's Eye.
Hands off, Gabriella. Gabriella, hands off, Gabriella, la la. Back off from my fella. Gabriella, back off, Gabriella, la la.
That one, peak. Now if you want something a little more laid back, calm, chill vibes, some of my recommendations would be Still With You by Jungkook. Instagram by Dean.
잠은 올 생각이 없대 yeah. 다시 인스타그램 하네
Slow Dancing or even Rainy Days by V. Of BTS.
Rainy days, I'm thinking about you, what to say, vision how to find the way right back to you on rainy days like
Polaroid Love by Enhypen.
It's like a Polaroid love 사랑 촌스러운 그 감정
Or even Love Scenario by Icon.
우리가 만든 love scenario 이젠 조명이 꺼지고 마지막 페이지를 넘기면 조용히 모두를 내리죠
Yeah, the slow songs aren't really too much of my vibe. What is my vibe would definitely be more of the darker, kind of spooky K-pop songs. Like Monster by Red Velvet.
You can call me monster
I'm a little monster. I'm a little monster.
Or Fake Love by BTS. The two songs that actually correspond with that very fluidly would actually be Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And Black Swan. Again, all by BTS. But then you have something like Obsession by EXO. Or even Can't You See Me by TXT.
Can't you see me? My poet 그날처럼 say believe me. 불타버린 내 맘이 come and feel me. Can't you see me? My friends don't understand me now.
Something that you may or may not like that goes a little bit harder in the dark, almost gothic aspect, or even metalhead I could say, would be something like Scream by Dreamcatcher.
Now, please settle one, two, scream. Double R's come 눈을 뜬다. 눈을 뜬다. Please settle one, two, scream.
Another favorite right there. You can even try Gunshot by Card.
It's like you control me without you I'm lonely. 아심한 난 다르지 않아. Your words are like a gun shot. I'm bleeding love. They hit me like a gun shot. I'm bleeding love.
which I believe happens to be one of the only groups that I know of that are a 2-girl, 2-guy band scenario. Do you think that? No, never mind. Try Lion by what they're now called Idol. Or even something a little more romantic, like 100 Ways from Jackson Wang.
There's 100 ways to leave our love, and I won't wait a minute longer. 100 ways to leave, but I'm the only one that you need.
And I know, here we are, kind of toggling more on the sexier, spicy side in that aspect. So what would I recommend there? Well, I would recommend Criminal by Taemin.
마음 없으니
I think that's how it is, by Kai.
You make me feel so 숨을 내쉬고 battle like 경계는 넘어서 like 내 품에 널 안아 like 다른 생각은 하지 마 yeah. I said
Oh My God by Idol. Love Shot by EXO.
It's the love shot.
I could literally go on and on with all types of different music recommendations. But just because I may run out of time, let's go ahead and stop here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this, not really episode, it's not a hot take, more my opinion again, but I will be sure to have all of the links to my favorite playlists down in the comments below. And also be sure to leave it in the comments of what you guys think. Do you think that the picks that I had were good? Or do you have other picks that you think would be better in this type of scenario? Whether it be for work, whether it be for running, whether it be just to chill. Let me know what you guys think. And I would love to hear your K-pop hot takes down in the comments as well. So be sure to leave a comment, leave a like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that way you can get more content from yours truly. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next adventure.